Father? Mother? Where did you go? I'm hungry. I'm so cold. I can't move. I want to go home. Who's that over there? Wait. Don't go. I have something I want to ask you. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Hey, have you heard? Heard what? In A City, H Prefecture, apparently there's an old abandoned road that nobody uses anymore. Yeah. You really like stuff like that, don't you? It's all fake, you know. Ooh, fake. I wonder. They say that when you're driving down the road late at night, you can hear a voice. Stop, it says. And then, if you turn around, you'll be possessed. By what? Something black. That's enough. I'm kinda scared now. And it'll keep coming, saying stop. Come on. I said stop it. Sorry, but apparently whatever you do, you mustn't stop. What will happen if you do? If you do stop, well, I don't know what happens then either. What the hell? I heard about it on the internet, but it didn't say what will happen if you stop. That's stupid. It's just something someone made up. Hey, why don't we go check out that road next weekend? We might hear the voice for real. It sounds like fun. No thank you. Don't say that. I'll never ask you for anything again. And I don't have a license. Oh, how annoying. That weekend, I drove to A City, H Prefecture. Yeah, towards that abandoned road. I didn't really want to go, but in the end, I couldn't refuse. Thanks for driving me all this way. Sorry for forcing you to, though. If you'd like, here. She presented me with a hot coffee, apologetically. Thanks. It was the coffee she'd just bought at the last rest stop. So she bought it for me. Ooh, how cute. This was why it was impossible to hate her. The sun was setting. It was like a spell breaking. Gone, just like that. Everything went pitch black. It was rather lonely. Strange, huh? The setting sun was so beautiful, and then, as soon as it was gone, I grew nervous. Come to think of it, I'd heard a story similar to this before. Long, long ago, in a time before lights, people feared the night. As the sun sank, they could no longer see anything. Numerous people lost their lives trying to return to the village, searching through the darkness with their hands. A ritual that awakened that symbol of death, night. The setting sun was detestable. In an instant, everything turned red, red, red. Just like a god of death from the underworld. Those watching the sunset far from the village wouldn't make it home alive. It would be the last thing they ever saw in this world. And that was what made it so beautiful. They felt so sad that it caused them to writhe in agony. We are connected to the memories of our ancestors. Instinctively, we feel it when we look at the setting sun. Maybe I won't return home alive. That's why the setting sun, as it gets closer to disappearing, well, we feel more and more anxious. Maybe I won't return home alive. It's ill-omened. Heading towards a ghost spot at this hour, I should stop thinking about such strange things. We got off the highway, and Aiko guided me towards the abandoned road. The countryside roads at night were pitch black. If I turned the headlights off, then it was like my very existence would disappear as well. It was easy to fall into such thoughts. One car, another car. The number of cars passing us dwindled. Of course, there were none behind us either, meaning there was nobody up ahead. I started to regret matters. Turn right at the next corner. That's the entrance to the abandoned road. There was a warning sign at the entrance to the road. Danger past this point. No unauthorized entry. Would we really be okay? But it wasn't like we could turn back now. I took a deep breath and pushed down on the accelerator. Going for a drive at night is so nice, huh? The air has this clearness to it, and everything feels kinda special. Yeah, if you're not on an abandoned road. Huh? Are you okay? Well, this is your first time on an abandoned road, huh? Are you perhaps scared? Just a little anxious, maybe. Anyway, don't worry about me. I'm fine. The road surface was worse than I thought it would be. Bits of asphalt were missing in parts. I'd only just started paying back the loan for my car, so I didn't want to damage it. Regardless of my worries, Aiko kept talking. This place is more atmospheric than I thought. It really feels like a ghost might appear. Hey, don't say such strange things. But it's oddly atmospheric. It might be dangerous. Oh, now I'm excited. Excited? Was she okay in the head? But it was just as Aiko said. It was oddly atmospheric. Weeds grew wildly on either side of the road. The streetlights simply stood there in silence, and the terrifyingly clear air. Everything was in harmony with nature, with no people around. It was a quiet and beautiful world. It held a certain charm. If something inhuman existed, then it would no doubt be out here. Hey, are you okay? Sorry, I spaced out. Well, it is late. Are you okay? I'm sorry forcing you out here like this. No, it's fine. So, what's wrong? I couldn't tell her that my thoughts were running wild. Yeah, we haven't decided something very important yet. Something important? What? I couldn't figure out what she meant. Well, now, this is just what if. But what if something actually does appear? What will we do? Eh? What will we do? What are you talking about? Eiko suggested something rather troubling. The voice says, "Stop." What would you do? Would you stop? Or keep going? That wasn't something I could answer on the spot. I tried to recall the story Eiko told me. An abandoned, unused road in H Prefecture, A City. If you drove down it late at night, you'll hear a mysterious voice. "Stop! Stop!" Nervously, you turn around to look in the back and something black will attack you. "Stop! Stop!" It screams over and over, attacking you non-stop. But you mustn't listen to the voice. Nobody knows why, but you mustn't stop. The story was something like that. You're not allowed to stop, right? But think about it. It's asking you to stop. It's not good to ignore someone. I sensed something strange coming from Eiko. What should I do? How annoying. You can't ignore it. Still, the story says you can't stop, right? What's the correct answer here? That's tough. I don't know. It's not that I don't like scary stories. I actually do. But I can't deal with serious ones. I've been around when people take things lightly and then something bad happens. There's no such thing as ghosts. It all started with that careless thing I said. Ghosts are real. That's not a lie. I can see them. That's not a lie. And in order to prove that, an old lady is beckoning me. I saw my dead grandfather on the other side. I was forced to listen to a disgusting number of stories. Yeah, I'm not lying. See? I'm not lying. They successfully created an atmosphere in which no one could argue otherwise. Those who did would not be forgiven. That was the type of atmosphere it was. But the scariest thing was their eyes. They were oddly serious and too genuine. Of course, Eiko wasn't like that. But if I answered her without thinking, I might hurt her feelings. That scared me. So, how should I answer her? What would you do? Stop or don't stop? Don't stop. I think I wouldn't stop. No matter how you look at it, there would be no reason for us to stop. We were two weak women. We might get attacked, so we should ignore the voice. Suddenly, she laughed. I was kidding. It was just a joke. Sorry. You mustn't stop under any circumstances, so of course you wouldn't stop. Come on, don't scare me like that. Sorry, but you're so cute when you're troubled. So I just had to, yeah? Seriously, this girl. But if such a time really does ever come, then think carefully about your answer. Whatever choice you make, I'll go along with it. Suddenly Eiko turned to me with a serious look in her eyes. Was she trying to scare me again? I wasn't going to go along with her jokes any longer. Yeah, I know. I brushed her away and focused on driving. This road had been abandoned for a long time. There was no sign of any cars other than ours. We'd be in trouble if we had an accident all the way out here. We couldn't mess around. Either way, the windows were closed, so we shouldn't be able to hear anything from outside anyway. And if the windows were open, the sound of the wind should block any other sound, meaning there would be no way for us to hear a voice anyway. Huh? That's odd. You shouldn't be able to hear anything. So why did people on the bulletin board say they heard a voice? That bothered me, so I thought about asking Aiko about it. But I didn't. She'd just make fun of me again. It was just a fake story anyway. I should stop thinking about it so seriously. It was oddly quiet. Aiko hadn't spoken for a while. I was glad I could focus on driving, but the silence was also a little... It got to you, you know? I glanced at her out the side of my eye. Something was definitely off about her. Her expression was tense and she stared at the ground. She was focused on a single point there. Was she car sick? Are you okay? Do you want to take a break? I can hear it. Eh? It's saying, stop. She was trying to scare me again. Yeah, okay. You can hear it, sure. Of course she couldn't hear it. No, I really can hear it. I didn't know she was the type to take a joke this far. No way. You're not going to get me again, so quit it. I wasn't that nice to keep playing along with her joke over and over. No! I really can hear it. Her expression turned menacing. I flinched before I could stop myself. I didn't know she was this good of an actress. Did she have theatre experience? But the very next moment, I heard a strange noise. What was that? It sounded like a creepy voice going, Tomare. Crap. I could hear it too. No doubt about it. It was saying, stop. See? You heard it too, right? I did. I really did. The windows were shut. There was no way I should have heard a voice. But I did. I heard it clearly. It wouldn't have been so clear if it had been coming from outside the car, which meant it was coming from the inside. Supposing... Terrifying thoughts filled my head. I didn't want to think about it, but maybe, just maybe, someone was sitting in the back seat? No way. There was nothing back there. I repeated that over and over in my head. Nervously, I checked in the rearview mirror. But there was nobody there. Of course there wasn't. Why would there be? No. It was still too soon to relax. Maybe I just couldn't see from where I was sitting, meaning it was possible they were hiding in a blind spot. I should check the back thoroughly. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Check the back yourself or have Aiko check? Have Aiko check. Aiko, can you do something for me? Can you check the back seat? Sure. Okay. Of course, Aiko must have noticed as well that someone was potentially behind us. No, hang on. If something really was there, then it might suddenly attack us. Ah! Before I could stop her, Aiko turned around. There's nothing there. Huh? Ah, thanks. I sighed in relief. Of course not. Why would anything be there? But I had undoubtedly heard a voice. Where on earth had it come from? If it wasn't the back seat. I could barely think. I was so worried and scared. Let's try to figure this out one more time. There's an abandoned road in H Prefecture, A City. If you drive down it late at night, you'll hear a mysterious voice coming from somewhere. Stop! Stop! This was the exact experience we'd just had. Nervously, if you turn around to look, something black will attack. Here was the problem. We nervously turned around to look, but nothing was there. I checked the rear view mirror several times, but there was no black thing there. I asked Aiko to check the back. There was still nothing out of the ordinary. What on earth was going on? Where was that voice coming from? If we stopped the car to investigate, we'd no doubt find it. Of course, I knew that. But we couldn't just stop. We really heard that voice, just like the story said. If we stopped the car, then I had no idea what might happen. Ignoring this unknown thing was one option. It felt like if we engaged in this seriously, then things would take a turn for the worse. So then, what should we do? What will you do? Ignore it, or don't ignore it? Don't ignore it. No, we couldn't do that. We couldn't ignore it. I'd already heard the voice. That wouldn't solve anything. But still, that voice, where on earth was it coming from? It sounded like it came from behind us. That much I knew. But there was nothing in the back seat. If so, then... it had to be the boot. But there was a problem. In order to check the boot, we'd have to stop the car. Meaning, we'd have to do what that voice said. It might be dangerous. I'll have to ask Aiko about it. The boot seems suspicious. So we should stop. Okay, Aiko said, cutting me off. I told you, didn't I? If you make your decision after thinking it through carefully, I'll go along with whatever you decide. Whatever I decide. But all I could see was something terrible happening to us. But, and this is just my call, but it'll be okay. It'll all be okay. Still, I couldn't help but feel worried. Believe in yourself. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Stop or don't stop? Don't stop. It was no good worrying about the boot whilst driving, but I had a bad feeling about it all. I couldn't stop the car for anything. I couldn't get that thought out of my head. Then I won't stop. I see. Okay. She seemed somewhat upset by that. No way. Did she actually want me to? Did she want me to stop? Was this really the right answer? Eiko was always so cheerful in the face of the supernatural. Now her reaction was a little off. Think about it carefully. One more time. What should I do? What will you do? Stop or don't stop? I should stop. I should stop the car. It wasn't just Eiko's reaction. I couldn't get my mind off the boot. If I kept driving, then things might get dangerous. I had to check it properly first. I'm gonna stop the car. Okay. I prayed nothing would happen. I prayed as I slowed the car down and brought it to a stop. Finally, the car stopped. Nothing happened. I felt stupid for being so nervous. I'll go and check, okay? Seems she intended to go alone. What should I do? What will you do? Go together or stay in the car? Go together. Let's go together. I couldn't leave it up to Eiko alone. I had to check with my own eyes. Otherwise, I'd never get rid of this anxious feeling. Then stopping would have been useless. Wait, I'll go ahead first. Really? Why did she answer like that again? It was worrying. I took a deep breath and opened the door. Our surroundings were pitch black. Paying close attention to the ground so I didn't hurt myself, I somehow made my way around to the back of the car. Then Eiko got out. All right, ready to go. All right, I'm going to open it. Hey, are you really sure? What did she mean by that? That was the whole reason I stopped the car. Was her hesitation right now really necessary? Of course, I was scared as well. There might be something in there. It might be better not to open it. I debated whether I really should open it now. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Open it or don't open it? Don't open it. I was afraid of the voice, and yet I stopped the car. We'd come all this way in the dark. To not open the boot now, it was unthinkable. Eiko probably felt the same way. But I just couldn't get rid of that awful feeling hanging over me. Sorry, I just can't do it. Okay. Eiko agreed, just like that. Paying close attention to the ground beneath us, we made our way back to the car. We wouldn't get anywhere dawdling around here. All right, let's get out of here, I said to Eiko and pressed down on the accelerator. Then the car took off. We drove for a while. I could no longer hear the voice. How about Eiko? Can you hear that voice? Not anymore, no. Thank God. Seemed she couldn't hear it either. But still, if we heard it again, we'd probably break out in a panic. I had an idea. We'd been wrong since the start. You would hear a voice coming from somewhere. Who cared about that? The important thing was to not hear the voice. We felt scared because we might hear that voice, meaning if we didn't hear it at all, then it would be nothing more than a late night drive. Nothing scary about that. How to eliminate the voice? That was simple. Just had to drown it out with something louder, meaning all we had to do was open the windows, then drive at a suitable speed. The sound of the wind would drown the voice out. But there was one problem with that. If we opened the windows, then the sound of the wind would be loud. We probably wouldn't be able to hear anything. I wouldn't be able to talk to Eiko. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Open the window? Or don't open the window? Don't open the window. I decided I wouldn't open the windows. It would be dangerous not being able to hear anything. If something happened that we couldn't predict, then we wouldn't be able to deal with it. The most important thing of all was to be able to drive safely. But would we hear that voice again? Would I be able to drive without thinking about it? Honestly, I wasn't so sure I could. Eiko seemed to have reached her limit as well. Was there any way to get around it? Let's try again. Eliminating the voice wouldn't work. That would sacrifice safety. If so, then we'd just have to face the voice head on. Driving along the road late at night, you hear a mysterious voice. Stop. Stop. I hadn't paid much attention to it up until now, but what was the voice after? Why did it want the car to stop? To attack the people inside? No, that didn't feel right. We stopped the car just before, and nothing happened. If it wanted to attack people, then would it really say, stop? If it were me, I'd choose something more terrifying. If you scared the driver, it would likely cause an accident. That was it! An accident. To attack people with nothing more than a voice, you had to do so via an accident. Say something like, stop, and then, when they stop the car, it's all over. You wouldn't be able to cause an accident. You wouldn't be able to cause an accident. Those words grabbed my attention. If the goal wasn't to cause an accident, then no way. Maybe it was the exact opposite. Maybe the reason that sad voice screamed out to stop was that an accident was about to happen, and it was trying to prevent it. Suddenly, Eiko screamed. What's wrong? Eiko, calm down. It was no good. She wouldn't calm down. Odd. The car started picking up speed, even though I wasn't pushing down on the accelerator. Eiko had completely lost it. At this rate, both of us would be in danger. I knew that, and yet I didn't know whether I should stop or keep going. You mustn't stop the car. That was how the story went. But maybe that wasn't true. Tell me, Eiko, what should I do? Well, what should I do? What will you do? Stop. You mustn't stop the car. That was how the story went. But maybe it was wrong. Okay, I got it. I'll believe you. Eiko continued screaming. She was terrified of that voice. It's okay, Eiko. That voice is looking out for us. Let's go home safely together. We were going pretty fast. If we skidded, it would all be over. I focused all my energies into my right foot. I pressed down on the brake slowly, bit by bit. Slowly, slowly, the car slowed down. Eiko, don't worry. It's okay now. That voice, I can hear it. No, you don't have to be afraid. That voice is here to help us. It had to be. Maybe. Believe me, I'm going to stop the car now. Okay. Eiko's mood suddenly shifted. Had she calmed down a little? I pressed down harder on the brakes. Then the car stopped. No way. Why? It wouldn't stop. It won't stop. The car won't stop. No matter how much I pushed down on the brakes, the car refused to slow down. I told you it was no good. Eiko's laugh echoed throughout the car. This is fate. Once your fate has been decided, you can't fight against it. Eiko? What was she talking about? Either way, I continued stepping on the brake. But the car wouldn't stop. No, on the contrary, it was slowly picking up speed. No doubt about it. The car was going faster. Why? I'm pressing on the brakes. This is our ending. What was she saying? I didn't want things to end like this. The car started going even faster. No way. I didn't want to die. What did I even do? All I did was listen to my friend's request. So, why was this happening to me? I pressed down on the brakes over and over. You can't go against fate. It has already been decided. I'll accept whatever's coming. It has already been decided. No! I didn't want to die. Humans made the same choices over and over, riding out annihilation, conquering nature. We had come all this way, and I was one of those humans. I wasn't going to lose here. There was no way I'd accept this senseless fate. I would change the future right here. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Don't stop. I pressed down on the brakes over and over, but the car wouldn't stop. Why? Why? What was going on? There had to be something I could do. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Don't stop. I pressed down on the brakes again and again, praying. Again and again and again. But the car just wouldn't slow down. I had no idea what to do. What should I do? What will you do? Absolutely don't stop. The car just wouldn't stop. My hopes faded with Aiko's laughter. It was so damn funny. I glared at her. But she wasn't laughing. Look out! Up ahead! Ahead? What was up ahead? Suddenly, it played out like a scene in a movie. Everything in slow motion. What was that? Bit by bit, something was getting closer. What looked like white cloth and something black. It couldn't be. A person? Why was someone out here? It was no good. We couldn't escape. Instinctively, I closed my eyes. But nothing happened. Why? I opened my eyes. I saw what looked like someone's hands. A massive impact racked my body. We'd messed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why did this happen? Where on earth did we go wrong? What choice should we have made? It wouldn't change anything now. I looked outside and, strangely, the car had stopped. I could see white cloth on the edges of my vision. I tasted the reality that couldn't be undone. If only it had all been a dream. What was that? I could hear something. I listened closer. It was getting closer. It was so sad. So pained. So full of hurt. Then, the voice completely stopped. Suddenly, the feeling in the car changed. The moment I heard it, I got goosebumps. A terrifying voice, full of malice, coiled around my eardrums. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I told you it was useless. You can't change fate. Didn't you know that? Aiko looked at me and laughed. Then, the next moment, it arrived. My life was over. How fleeting and fragile. All my experiences over the years would now fade away to nothing. And that's what life is. I was stupid. I should have said no. We shouldn't have come here for fun. Once you touched the other side, even just once, it was all over. Aiko said it was all fate. I didn't understand what she meant. Maybe Eiko knew that it would end this way. Somehow, that was how I felt. End. Fate. I must have made the wrong choice somewhere. I refuse to accept this ending. I'll change my fate. You watch. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Don't give up. I heard Eiko's voice coming from somewhere. What will you do? I absolutely won't give up. Eh? Huh? Where am I? I checked the car navigation. H Prefecture, A City. Oh yeah, we were heading towards that abandoned road. What was that? Something gave me the shivers. Something had me on edge. Are you okay? Are you tired? If you'd like, why don't you try this? It'll wake you up right away. Eiko said, and handed me a drink. Eh? Ah. In contrast to what Eiko thought, I wasn't sleepy at all, nor was I thirsty. But still, she was thinking of me. Well, what should I do? What will you do? Take it or don't take it? Take it. Thanks. I'll give it a try. I should gratefully accept it. Plus, it was a drink that would wake me up right away. I was intrigued by how it might taste. Well then, let's give it a try. It tasted bad. It was closer to gruel than a drink. It was full of mint and tasted like watery rice that had been fermented for several weeks with yogurt in it. Both my eyes and nose felt cold from the mint. The inside of my mouth felt pasty. Gastric acid threatened to rise in my throat. This drink certainly wouldn't keep me awake. What on earth was this thing? Ooh-hoo-hoo. It works, right? Somehow or another, she looked happy. Did she really want me to try it that much? Yeah, thanks. I didn't think she meant any harm. At any rate, I thanked her. Huh? When did that happen? Next thing I knew, it was pitch black. Sure, the sun sets rather fast, but how did we not even notice it? I got chills again. Odd. The sun would rise again tomorrow, and yet all it took was the sun setting to feel like everything was over. Come to think of it, I'd heard a story that went something like that. Long, long ago, in a time before light, obtaining enough food was terribly difficult. If it was too hot, the crops would die. If there was too much rain, the crops would die. Masses of people suffered from starvation. If these poor harvests continued, families would have no way to feed everyone. Those unable to work, the weak, the elderly, one by one, they would be chosen, and the number of mouths to feed reduced. Those chosen wouldn't see another day. As the sun set that day, they would be taken to the mountain away from the village, away from human eyes. The elderly could no doubt guess what was happening, But the innocent children had no idea. Mother! Father! No matter how much they screamed, nobody was there. Looking at the sun as it set, they finally came to understand what was going on. The end approached as their resentment grew. Their resentment grew. Of course it did, being killed so suddenly. For some reason, I got chills. I should stop thinking such strange thoughts. We got off at the highway, and Aiko guided me towards the abandoned road. Was it because I drank that strange drink? For some reason, I felt constantly on edge. My eyes and nose were still chilly from the mint as well. I really shouldn't have drunk it. I was starting to regret it. Turn at the next right. That's the entrance to the old road. There was a warning sign at the entrance to the abandoned road. Danger past this point. No unauthorized entry. So it was forbidden for the general public to enter. So then, if we were authorized, we could go in. Trying to cheer myself up with a joke, I pressed down on the accelerator. It's a little sudden, but there's something I'd like you to think about. Think about? What's that? We'd just entered the old road. What on earth was she saying? Will you stop? Or will you keep going? When the time comes, what will you do? Eh? When the time comes? What are you talking about? I had no idea. Plus, what was that? My legs felt twitchy and restless. My legs were itchy, terrifyingly itchy. They were getting itchier. Itchy, 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 itchy. I didn't hear a thing Aiko was saying. I wanted to stop the car and look at my legs, but I was too scared to stop on the abandoned road. I didn't know what danger might be lurking out there. But still, I had to check my legs. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Check myself or ask Aiko to check? Ask Aiko. Aiko, can you do me a favor? Can you check my... Hey, are you listening to me? This is very important. Her expression turned fearsome. What had her in such a panic? Aiko, hang on. That's not it. It's just that my legs are... Please, just listen to me. Seriously. But still, I was having an emergency as well. Which should I prioritize? What should I do? What should I do? Prioritize my story or Aiko's? Go with Aiko's story. Sorry, I'm listening. What is it that you want me to think about? I'd never seen Aiko so desperate before. This must have been important. At any rate, I'd have to put up with the itching. Huh? Aiko was acting strange. I can hear it. Eh? It's saying, stop. Was she okay? See? I can hear it. But I couldn't hear anything. No matter how you looked at it, Aiko was acting strange today. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Go along with Aiko's story? Or don't? don't. I decided I wouldn't go along with her story. At that moment, I was driving along that old abandoned road. I should consider all possibilities. I had to confirm for sure whether it was nothing more than a simple joke or not. Are you okay? Shall we take a break? I can hear it. Really? Yeah. She didn't seem to be joking. I can't hear anything. Is that so? What does it sound like? A small girl's voice. I didn't think she was making things up. Can you hear it right now? I've been hearing it the whole time. What is the girl saying? Stop. I got chills. There were numerous things I wanted to ask her. Eiko didn't appear to be lying, meaning maybe she really was hearing it. But still, why couldn't I hear it? I listened closer. I couldn't hear any voice. Of course not. Why would I? But Eiko could hear it. And the reason for that was... yes, she had a strong ability to sense the supernatural. What voice was she hearing? Curiosity about this voice I couldn't hear enveloped me. If I could temporarily strengthen my own ability to sense the supernatural, maybe I could hear the girl's voice too. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Strengthen or not strengthen my ability to sense the supernatural? Strengthen. It wasn't fair that only Eiko could hear the voice. I wanted to hear it as well. After all, I'd driven all this way. I knew a way I could strengthen my ability to sense the supernatural. I learnt it at that gathering. There's no such thing as ghosts. They flared up at my careless words. Ghosts are real. That's not a lie. I can see them. That's not a lie. And to prove that, those with weak abilities can't see ghosts. But it's okay. There's a way to strengthen those abilities. I heard so many stories, they almost bored me to death. My mother strengthened her spiritual abilities. That's not a lie. My pupil also did the same. That's not a lie. 1. Hone your 5 senses by concentrating on nature. 2. Meditate while breathing through your abdomen. I'm pretty sure those were the steps to follow. Their eyes were so serious when they said it. It was worth a try. 1. Hone your 5 senses by concentrating on nature. This was no problem. They were already honed because we were visiting a ghost spot, so they were more than ready. 2. Meditate while breathing through your abdomen. This was the problem. It required closing my eyes. But Eiko could hear that voice. I couldn't exactly stop the car. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Use my honed 5 senses or ask Eiko to watch the road? Ask Eiko to watch the road. I could feel a power inside myself. My 5 senses were honed, but I couldn't be overconfident. There was no need to force myself over a dangerous bridge. I should ask Eiko for help. I'm going to meditate, so can you watch the road for me? I'm going to strengthen my... Sure, Eiko said, cutting me off. Don't worry about me. If it's what you decided after thinking it over, then it should go well. She really trusted me that much. I could feel my 5 senses getting even sharper. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes now. Sure, do your best. And don't worry, I'm watching. Then I closed my eyes. There was no time. I had to start meditating right away. Su, ha, su, ha. I closed my eyes and repeated my breathing. My eyes felt nice and cold. I looked inside myself objectively. I gazed at the stray thoughts popping up. Su, ha, su, ha. Chanting a mantra, I eliminated all stray thoughts. My nose felt nice and cold. I let go of my senses and surrendered to the void. Bodiless, I entered the world as nothing more than a spirit. I heard it. A girl's voice. I clearly heard it. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Congratulations. You finally heard it, huh? Well, what would you do? Stop or keep going? It wasn't something I could answer so easily. Think about it carefully. I recalled the story Eiko told me. An abandoned road nobody used anymore in H Prefecture, A City. If you drove down it late at night, you would hear a mysterious voice coming from somewhere nearby. Stop! Stop! I had no idea it would be a girl's voice. Nervously, you turn around, and something black will possess you. Stop! Stop! The voice screams over and over, haunting you. But you mustn't listen to the voice. I don't know why, but you mustn't stop. The story went something like that. Well then, what would I do? What would I do? Stop or don't stop? Stop. I would stop. You absolutely mustn't stop. That was how the story went. But the voice is telling you to stop. It felt wrong to ignore it. Well, I'd stop. Really? I see. Her expression looked somewhat disappointed. Surely... No, perhaps Eiko didn't want me to stop. Was this really the right answer? Eiko was big into the supernatural, yet her reaction was a bit off. I should think about it carefully once more. Well then, what would I do? What would I do? Yes, I would stop, or no, I wouldn't stop. Yes, I would stop. I made up my mind. I would absolutely stop. Sure, Eiko's reaction when I told her that before wasn't the best. But it was the right answer for me. Evil spirits possessed a terrible power and would attack anything living. That was why all people could hear them. But I couldn't hear this voice. I could only hear it after meditating. Meaning, that voice was from a jibakure, a spirit tied to this area. Those who died in unfortunate, unforeseen circumstances became weak jibakure, and so they would become unable to move on, stuck wandering that same area forever. That girl had to be crying for help. Taking the location into consideration, it must have been a car accident. Perhaps she was looking around for her parents. She cried out, "Stop! Stop!" to cars on the road because she was looking for someone to help her move on. That voice must be coming from a jibakure. Uhuhu. You finally realized, huh? You finally realized. So, Eiko had already figured that out. Then she should have told me as much. What should we do? Is she in pain? If so, then we have to help her. Uhuhu. Eiko laughed ominously. She had been acting strange for a while now. Getting you to notice sure was tough. Tough? What was she talking about? It was slow to kick in. Slow to kick in? You've been doing your best all this time. You've been doing your best. But you finally realized. I'm so happy for you. Shit, Eiko was talking to herself. Eiko, who are you talking to? Who am I? Suzune-chan, of course. Suzune-chan? Was that the owner of the voice? Behind you. I'm behind you. I clearly heard a voice. I thought my heart was going to stop. Maybe this really was the work of an evil spirit. Maybe it would be better not to get involved in this any further. But I also kinda wanted to see her. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Look behind you or don't look? Don't look. I made my decision. Nope, I wouldn't look. There was no reason for me to push myself here. I should stop the car first. There would still be time to talk then. So anyway, do you mind if I stop the car first? Uhuhu, sure. I asked Eiko first and then pressed on the brakes. The car gradually slowed down. Odd. The car wouldn't go any slower. Uhuhu. It won't stop. Eiko's laugh filled the inside of the car. The car won't stop. What was she saying? Cute, cute Suzune-chan. Why did you become a jibakure? All alone out here in the mountains. Suddenly, something about Eiko changed. Daddy? Mummy? Where did you go? I'm hungry. I'm so cold. I can't move. I want to go home. I could hear the sound of a young child crying. What was that? I got chills. Is somebody there? Wait! Don't go! I have something I want to ask of you. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me! You really don't remember? What on earth was she talking about? Hoo. Big sister, I'll never, ever forgive you. Things were getting seriously dangerous. I really was an idiot. I keenly felt my own mistake in judgment. A weak jibakure? I was way off the mark. This child was a terrible and powerful evil spirit. And something had been bothering me all this time. Eiko had been acting awfully strange all day, like a completely different person. The reason for that was because she had been possessed by an evil spirit. H Prefecture, A City, an abandoned road no longer in use. If you drove down it late at night, you would hear a mysterious voice coming from somewhere nearby. Stop! Stop! Nervously, when you turn around to look, something black would possess you. Stop! Stop! Over and over it would scream, haunting you. It was just like the story. It wouldn't appear in the rearview mirror. The black thing would possess you, haunting you forever. Yes, it would possess you. Just like the story said, it had possessed Eiko. Eiko continued screaming. The evil spirit must have been toying with her. There was no way I could let this slide. I would never hand Eiko over. I would save her. Just you watch. Nothing would stop us from returning home together. But how could we exterminate the evil spirit? I had no idea. The car won't stop. Those words seemed to be some type of sign. Suddenly, the car picked up speed. Things were getting dangerous. Panicking, I slammed on the brakes. But the car didn't slow down. Ooh. See? It's no good. Eiko's laughter filled the car. Ooh. It's fate. Once it's been decided, you can't fight against it. I wasn't going to listen to the words of an evil spirit. I continued pressing down on the brakes. But rather than slowing down, it continued to pick up speed. The brakes! I'm pressing on them, but they're not working. This is our ending. What should I do? At this rate, we'd... The car started going even faster. No way. I didn't want to die. What did I even do? All I did was listen to my friend's request. So, why was this happening to me? I pressed down on the brakes over and over. You can't fight against fate. It's already been decided. Whatever is waiting for us, I'll accept it. No, I wouldn't. I didn't want to die. The little girl's evil spirit no doubt had her reasons. Maybe she was lonely deep in the mountains. Maybe she didn't want to be alone anymore. But I was alive. My parents, they gave birth to me. And then they raised me. I would never give up. Here, right now, I would change the future. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Stop or don't stop? You can't stop. I slammed on the brakes over and over, but the car wouldn't slow down. Was this the power of an evil spirit? There had to be some way to stop this. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Stop or don't stop? Of course, you can't stop. Praying, I slammed on the brakes over and over, but the car just wouldn't slow down. The brakes mustn't be working. I no longer knew what to do. Well then, what should I do? What will you do? Stop somehow or keep on going? There's no way to stop it. There was no way to stop the car. My hopes faded with the evil spirit's laugh. Why did it choose us? I looked over at Eiko's face. Eh? Who are you? Suzune. Suzune. Suzune-chan. That was the name Eiko said earlier. Why? The world was so bright. I was being wrapped in light. I love you, Mother. Thank you for the delicious food. Cleaning all over the place must be tough. Thank you for everything. I'll always love you. I love you, Father. Thank you for always working. You always wake up so early. How great. Thank you for everything. I will always love you. I'm so weak. I'm sorry for always causing you trouble. I want to be cute like Mother. I want to be strong like Father. I wonder if I can. Today, we went on a trip. Somewhere far, far away. The air was clear and delicious. I felt lighter than usual. It was so fun. I was happy. But everyone disappeared. Father? Mother? Where are you? I looked everywhere. But I couldn't find you anywhere. I'm lonely by myself. I'm sad. I can't see anything. I'm afraid. Everything hurts. Father, Mother, help me. I'm here. I'm here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Ooh-hoo-hoo. I told you it was useless. You can't change fate. Didn't you know that? Suddenly, Eiko stopped moving. Eiko? She stopped moving like a doll with its strings cut. I got chills. My body heat was being sucked away. Then, the time arrived. My life was over. How fleeting and fragile. All my experiences over the years would now fade away to nothing. And that is what life is. Suzune-chan was crying. She must have been lonely all alone. Why did she become an evil spirit? If I could, I wanted to help her move on. Do you really not remember? Eiko said. I didn't understand what she meant. Maybe Eiko knew about Suzune-chan. That was how I felt, anyway. I must have made the wrong choice somewhere. I refuse to accept this ending. I'll change my fate. You watch. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Don't give up. I heard Eiko's voice coming from somewhere. What will you do? I absolutely won't give up. Whew, I was exhausted. There was still quite a bit to go until we reached the abandoned road. I felt oddly frazzled, like I'd been driving forever. Maybe it was because I hadn't been sleeping well recently. I kept having the same dream over and over. I couldn't remember what it was about, but it felt like there was a girl somewhere nearby, screaming for help. Who on earth was it? I didn't know any small girls. Ever since I started having that dream, no matter how much I slept, I was still tired. Honestly, it was annoying. Was this really okay? That old road might be dangerous. It certainly felt that way, considering the state I was in. I might regret pushing myself too hard. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Go or don't go? Don't go. I made my decision. I wouldn't keep going. I wouldn't go to that abandoned road. There was no need to push myself. We could try again when I was feeling better. Eiko would no doubt understand. Eiko, I'm sorry. I haven't been feeling so good, so I don't think I can drive us there today. Uhuhu, you can't stop now. We've already come this far. Eiko, I really don't feel so good. I'll make it up to you some other time, yeah? Uhuhu, you can't. It's already been decided. We're going to the abandoned road. That's a bit of a problem. I know Eiko was looking forward to it, but I had a bad feeling about all this. Like we would regret going there. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? I guess we'll go, or I still won't go. I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go. It'll probably be difficult to convince Eiko otherwise now. I was the one who accepted, so I'll just have to keep going. Fine, then let's go. Sorry for forcing you. If you'd like, why don't you try this drink? It'll definitely take the edge off, she said and presented me with a drink. If she was that worried about my health, then why didn't she let me stop driving? Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Take it or don't take it? Don't take it. Thanks for worrying about me, but I'm fine right now. I'm not thirsty. Is that so? I see. Eiko was clearly not happy, but I didn't want to drink that strange drink. The sun started setting. It was just like a life ending, like the beating of a heart gone in an instant, and only regret remaining. Come to think of it, I'd heard a story like that before. Today, civilization is highly developed. People no longer fear nature like they once did. But you mustn't underestimate it. Humans are extremely weak out in the wilderness of Mother Nature, and one day, they might come to regret it. That's right. Let's go visit the mountains for a holiday. The air is fantastic, and you'll feel better for it. A father proposed to his family. He was thinking about his daughter, who had been born sickly. But this was just the start of their tragedy. When they reached the mountains, the girl got better. She was like a brand new person. It's dangerous running around like that. They couldn't help but cry at the sight of their daughter's innocence. Then, when they took their eyes off her for just a moment, the girl disappeared. No matter how much they screamed, there was no answer. They continued screaming their daughter's name as the sun set. Suzune! Strange. I'd never heard that story before. So how did I know it? As I debated what to do, the exit got closer. I had to focus on my driving. We got off the highway and Aiko guided me towards the abandoned road. Everything felt strange after I started dreaming of that girl. Like I wasn't myself anymore. If we drove to the abandoned road like this, would we really be okay? Honestly, I regretted it. Turn at the next right. That's the entrance to the abandoned road. There was a warning sign at the entrance. Danger past this point. No unauthorized entry. I didn't want to be authorized. But it was too late for that now. Already feeling regret, I pressed down on the accelerator. Are you feeling okay? If it gets too much, let me know. I've put that drink for you here, okay? Yeah, thanks. Let me know, huh? Honestly, I was annoyed. I didn't feel well, so I didn't want to keep driving. I told her as much. But she was the one who said no. And yet, she was worried about my health? Honestly, she was pissing me off. I didn't need some strange drink. Just shut up already. Maybe I should tell her straight, but that might make things awkward. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Say something or don't say anything? Don't say anything. I wouldn't say anything, and I really didn't feel well. So to make things even more awkward on top of that, just thinking about it gave me chills. So I'd just deal with it. It wasn't good to drive like this. Maybe I should stop and take a break. But this was the infamous abandoned road. It might be dangerous to stop. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Stop or don't stop? Stop. I made my decision. I would stop. Worrying about the rumors would get us nowhere. I had to take a break. The car gradually slowed down. Then, the car stopped. Why did you stop? Aiko asked, looking at me strangely. Sorry, I just wanted to take a break. Is that so? I see. She clearly looked upset. Aiko didn't seem to agree with my decision. Should we keep talking? But I was exhausted. Would Aiko give up if I closed my eyes? Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Close my eyes or don't close my eyes? Don't close them. No, I wouldn't close them. Aiko knew a lot about the occult. She was reacting a little strangely. This might be important. I should properly hear her out. Should I not have stopped? You don't... Eh? I can't hear you very well. You don't know? What on earth was she talking about? A long time ago, there was a father, a mother, and a little girl. The little girl was weak and always in bed. I want to get better soon. I want to play outside. I want to run around freely. Go away, sickness. Go away, sickness. Aiko suddenly and joyfully started telling an old fairy tale. Honestly, it grated on my nerves. Stop screwing around. I was tired. What did I have to say for her to understand that? Honestly, she was really bugging me. I didn't want to hear any damn scary story. I just wanted her to shut up. Should I tell her how I really felt? But that might make things awkward. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Say something or say nothing? Say nothing. I shouldn't say anything. I couldn't let myself get annoyed so easily. I had to control my feelings. There had to be some deeper meaning to the story. I should hear her out. One day, the father said, "Let's all go to the mountains. The air is clean there." The girl was so happy. It was her first trip ever. They got in the car and took off into the wide, unknown world. She was so excited. Where might they be going? She was so happy. When they arrived at the mountains, the air was so clean and a little chilly. It was so different and fresh and so nice. And then, what do you know? It was like she'd grown wings. The sickness went away. She played to her heart's content, running around all over the place. By the time the father realized, the little girl was nowhere to be seen. He searched everywhere. "Suzune! Suzune!" No way. I knew that story. I had seen the same story in my head when watching the sunset just before. Why did Aiko know it as well? I had no idea what was going on. I was so afraid that I couldn't stop shaking. Should I tell Aiko everything? But something about her felt off. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Talk to her about it or don't talk to her about it? Don't talk to her about it. No, I wouldn't talk to her about it. Aiko wasn't acting normal today. How could I put it? Something about her frightened me. Plus, it wasn't good to interrupt someone when they were speaking. I should hear her out until the end. Her parents were gone. The little girl, lost in the mountains, found a path. "Father, where is the car?" Father!" What an unfortunate accident. The two of them were so sad, in so much pain. They had hurt each other. The mother was finished, and so the father was too. Before long, rumors started to spread. If you went to the mountains, there was a man there. He would call out, "Stop! Stop!" But you absolutely mustn't stop. Nobody knew the reason why. The rumors continued to spread even further. More and more people visited the mountains for fun because they were curious. Then they disappeared. Nobody knew why. So many people disappeared that the road was soon closed. Then a new road was made, and people stopped using the old one entirely. Then, finally, the rumours disappeared. Well then, where are we? Her question was laden with meaning. Aiko's sudden fairy tale. I listened to it thinking that it was unrelated, but in fact, it might be the exact opposite. It was extremely similar to the story I knew. Yes, the story of the abandoned road. The two stories had a lot in common. Maybe they were both one and the same. Maybe they were actually the same story. No way. Was that it? Supposing they were both the same story, then here, this abandoned road was... Well then, where are we? The closed road where numerous people went missing? Ooh-hoo-hoo. Congratulations! That's why it's dangerous to stop the car. You might go missing. This was no joke. I quickly started the car and took off. Numerous people had gone missing. The road was so dangerous it had been closed. Nobody told me any of that. That this place was that terrifying. What on earth was going on here? Did you know that story from the start? Ooh-hoo-hoo? Of course I did. What's this ooh-hoo-hoo, of course I did? Aiko, this is no time to be laughing. Why didn't you tell me about it? If I told you, then you'd be afraid. And if you were afraid, you wouldn't bring me here. And then I'd be in trouble. That's why I didn't tell you. Ooh-hoo-hoo? Sorry for scaring you. I didn't plan on telling you until the end. But you stopped the car, so I had to. Was she for real? If I knew the place was dangerous, then I wouldn't drive her there. That was why she didn't tell me. That wasn't like Aiko at all. It was too selfish. No, hang on. Was it really okay for two women to go to such a dangerous place alone? Was such a thing really possible? If something happened, then Aiko would be in danger too. Wait, maybe... she was making fun of me. Horror stories often went just like this. She was trying to scare me. She must have embellished things. Yeah, that had to be it. It was a joke. And I'd fallen right for it. It had to be. But maybe it wasn't. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? It had to be a joke, or it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. I wanted to think she was joking, but her story was too good. It didn't seem to be fake. Sadly, she didn't seem to be joking. Then, the very next moment, I heard a voice. I can hear it. Eh? I can hear her father's voice. She looked terrified. What should I do? I really can hear it. Me too. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I can hear a girl's voice too. No, Aiko wasn't terrified. She was honestly enjoying this. This was no time to be screwing around. This was the same road where numerous people had gone missing. That was real. I didn't want to be one of them. How could we get back home safely? You absolutely mustn't stop. That was how the story went. So, even if you heard the voice, if we didn't stop, then we should be able to get home safely. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Stop or don't stop? Stop. I would stop. Honestly, thinking about how the story went, then it would be best not to stop. That was a given. But was that really the truth? But there was one thing that worried me. Even though the voice called out to stop, you weren't supposed to stop. If this story was true, then the road wouldn't have been closed. Did the people who were interested in the rumours at the time really stop when they heard the voice? No, I doubt they would have. Nobody wants to die. Yeah, on this empty mountain road, nobody would stop for an unknown male voice asking them to. I'd say very few people actually stopped. But still, the number of people who went missing continued to increase. Then, the road was closed. So, with that in mind, accepting that rumour as true, if you ignore the voice, then there's a good chance you'll go missing. I could definitely hear that voice. We might go missing if we ignored it. Eiko, I'm stopping the car. Sure, she said, cutting me off before I could explain. Don't worry about me. If that's your decision, then we should be fine. I could feel her strong trust in me. A lot had happened, but in the end, she was still my good friend. I stepped on the brakes. The car slowly slowed down. But that was odd. The car wouldn't go any slower than that. The car won't stop. What was she saying? My kind and strong father, why do you want to stop the car? What is it that you're after? Eiko suddenly started acting strange. Do you know anything about my daughter? Her name is Suzune. She has big eyes and smooth skin. She's a very kind, darling child. She's been weak ever since she was born. We can't even let her do normal things, such as eating what she wants or running around. She's a terribly unfortunate child. But she disappeared. I've been searching for her all this time. She should be somewhere around here. I can sense her. Do you know anything? Ah, so her father didn't know that Suzune-chan was already dead. She died in a car accident. Had he been looking for her ever since that day they visited the mountains? That day we visited the mountains, she suddenly disappeared. I searched desperately for her all over. Then, as the sun was starting to set, I found her on the road. Stop, 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 she screamed over and over, but I couldn't. Then, right in front of my eyes, she left this world. Something about the story wasn't right. Believing that his lost daughter was still alive, her father's ghost continued looking for her. That was how I thought the story went anyway, but it seemed I was wrong. The girl died in front of her father. meaning he knew that she was dead. So then, what was he doing here? What was he looking for all this time on this abandoned road? She's all alone there. She must be so sad and crying. That's why I also ended things. But no matter how much I look, I can't find her. She's not in this world, and she's not in that world. I can't find her, no matter where I look. And just as I was about to give up, I sensed her. Help me, help me, help me. I felt her crying voice calling for help from the place where she died. She's trapped between worlds. Something has a hold of her. That's why I've been searching for her for over 30 years now. Suzune had no luck in this world, and now she's still in pain. It's too cruel. At the very least, I want to help her move on to heaven. She's a small girl, wearing white clothes, crying all alone and seeking help. Is anyone there? Wait, don't go. Do you know anything about her? I did. No doubt about it. That dream. A girl in white clothes appeared in my dream. She was Suzune-chan. Her father said it himself. Something had a hold on his daughter. Could it be? Was it really me? No, that wasn't possible at all. How stupid. I had that dream long before I ever came here. When on earth had I become possessed? You know my daughter, don't you? So it was you. It was you who killed my daughter. The car suddenly took off at full speed. We were in danger. I panicked and slammed on the brakes. But the car didn't slow down. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I told you it was no good. Was Eiko herself again? Ooh-hoo-hoo. It's fate. Once it has been decided, you can't fight against it. What on earth was she saying? I continued slamming on the brakes regardless. But on the contrary, the car started going even faster. No way! But I'm pressing on the brakes! This is the father's feelings. But I didn't kill Suzune-chan. The car kept picking up speed. No way. I didn't want to die. I didn't know anything about this Suzune-chan. What on earth had I done? Why was she haunting me? I kept stepping on the brakes. Ooh-hoo-hoo. You can't fight fate. It has already been decided. I'll accept whatever comes our way. I didn't believe in fate. I didn't want to die. I could feel it. The father's love for his child. The continuing pain, even after death, of his beloved daughter. He just wanted to help her move on. But I didn't kill her. I didn't know anything about Suzune-chan. There was no reason for her to be haunting me. I wouldn't accept this. I would change the future right here and now. Well then, what should I do? What should I do? Stop or don't stop? You can't stop. I slammed down on the brakes over and over, but the car wouldn't slow down. Father, please stop. There had to be some way to stop this. Well then, what should I do? Somehow stop the car, or it won't stop anyway. No, it won't stop. Praying, I slammed down on the brakes over and over. But no matter what, the car wouldn't slow down. The brakes didn't seem to be working. I didn't know what to do. Well then, what should I do? Stop the car somehow, or it won't stop no matter what. There was no way it would stop. The car wouldn't stop. I was losing hope in the father. But I didn't kill her. Suzune-chan, please tell me. Why are you haunting me? You really don't remember? What did she mean by that? You and Suzune-chan. I and Suzune-chan what? Uhuhu, I'll show you. I remembered. No doubt about it. No matter how much I stepped on the brakes, the car wouldn't stop. I crashed the car. Weird. There was no way I'd forget something so important. My memories were acting strange, like I wasn't myself. If this memory was correct, then I had come to this old road with my friend before today. Then I hit Suzune-chan in the accident. Huh? I had an accident? What happened after that? Big sis, do you remember? Suzune-chan. Uhuhu. Big sis, I will never, ever forgive you. She would never forgive me. Of course not. I killed Suzune-chan. But was that really what happened? This might be the last time. I need to think carefully. I had memories of this road. That wasn't in doubt. I heard the voice saying stop and tried to stop the car. But in the end, I had an accident. At that time, I killed Suzune-chan. No, Suzune-chan died in an accident over 30 years ago. I wasn't even born then. Meaning, I couldn't have killed her. So, were my memories correct in the first place? I'd completely forgotten about it, but then suddenly remembered. Such a thing wasn't normal. It was hard to believe they were my memories. They weren't mine. That's it. They weren't my memories. She had possessed me. Eiko had shown me those memories. Meaning, they were hers. The souls of a family unable to rest. If possible, I wanted to help them move on. But I couldn't have killed her. I wasn't even born 30 years ago. And if I died, then nobody could be put to rest. I couldn't let this end here. I didn't believe in this fate Eiko spoke of. I would never surrender. Here, in this moment, I would change the future. Well then, what should I do? Somehow stop the car, or it won't stop anyway. The car absolutely won't stop. Change fate. I would change fate. The car stopped. We'd tried to change our fates over and over and it was no good. But finally, the car stopped. I had done it. I had changed our fates. Huh? Something about my own words felt off. What did I say just now? We'd tried to change our fates over and over, but it was no good? I tried to do things over? Do you know anything about my daughter? Her name is Suzune. She has big eyes and smooth skin. She's a very kind, darling child. I didn't know anything. I didn't kill her. That's not true. My daughter has possessed you. She has possessed her killer. No doubt about it. You killed her. I didn't know anything. I didn't kill her. Big sis, do you remember? I've been with you all this time. Since the day I was killed, I've been with you. I didn't know anything. I didn't kill her. Help me. Help me. Help me. It hurts so much. Please. You have to remember. I didn't know anything. I didn't kill her. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I told you it's no good. You can't change fate. Didn't you know that? Eiko looked at me and laughed. And then the time came. My life was over. How fleeting and fragile. All my experiences over the years would now fade away to nothing. And that is what life is. My daughter has possessed her killer. No doubt about it. You killed her. The father seemed sad. What was that strange feeling I felt when the car stopped? Eiko said that Suzune-chan and I didn't understand what she was trying to say. Did she, perhaps, know the truth behind what happened? Somehow, that was how I felt. I must have made the wrong choice somewhere. I refuse to accept this ending. I'll change my fate. You watch. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Don't give up. I heard Eiko's voice coming from somewhere. What will you do? I absolutely won't give up. Big sis, you mustn't run. It's tough and it's painful, But you can't redo what has already happened. You only have one life. No matter how many times you repeat it, you can't change fate. What will you do? The truth. Yeah, let's visit the mountains for our next holiday. You'll feel better with the clean mountain air, I proposed to my family. I was thinking about my daughter, but it was the beginning of our tragedy. When we arrived in the mountains, Suzanne disappeared. Where are you? Where are you? Where did you go? Time continued to pass, and the sun set. It was no doubt already too late. Just as I was about to give up, Suzanne trembled on the side of the road. It was a miracle. Thank you, God. Hey, Daddy's over here. Ah, Father. Suzanne seemed to notice me as well. I was wrong to call out to her carelessly. I'd been so wrapped up in looking for my daughter that I didn't even notice it. The car that was rapidly approaching. Ah! There was no time to stop. Suzanne ran towards me. Suzanne, it's dangerous. Stay there. Stop, 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 stop. Over and over, I screamed. But she didn't stop. If she kept going, my daughter would be in danger. I cared nothing for myself. I had to save my daughter. I readied myself and ran in front of the car. Suzanne wouldn't stop. If so, then all I could do was stop the car. Stop, stop, stop. Over and over, I screamed. But the car didn't stop. On the contrary, it seemed to swerve away from me and towards my daughter. She died instantly. She died. The warmth disappeared from her body. The warmth of her life disappeared. There was nothing I could do for her. How could such a cruel thing happen? Suzanne was born only 5 years prior. The first time she called me Father filled me with happiness. I thought that someday she might marry someone wonderful and leave me behind, lonely. Every moment I spent with Suzanne was the most precious of my life. I would spend every moment with her until she grew up, and I never doubted that. But it was all over. I lost my mind. How much time had passed? I stared at my hands. All that was left was the father. The mother was already gone. My wife saw her. She merely watched as Suzanne disappeared into the mountains. Things would be easier if she was gone. That was how she really felt. I blamed my wife. But she was undaunted. Our daughter's sickness was expensive, and each and every day she suffered. She questioned if I was really happy as well. I raised my hand before I could stop myself. She glared at me. All of this happened because you don't earn enough. So why don't you stop hitting me? You suddenly said you wanted to come out here. That was you. I know why. We're married after all. You were lying that she'd get better. In reality, you wanted to get rid of Suzanne here, didn't you? Ever since she was born, all your money has been funneled into her, and day by day, your dissatisfaction has grown. That's why I didn't stop her when she walked away. And she died because you called out to her. It's your fault she died. You killed her. Stop trying to blame me for her death instead. Stop, stop, stop! You screamed like an idiot. But did you really want them to stop? What you really thought was something else, wasn't it? Don't stop. How cruel. Me? Abandon my daughter out here? There was no way. No way I could do such a thing. Apologize. Go to where Suzanne is and apologize to her there. Suzanne, I'm coming. Then everything ended for me as well. But Suzanne wasn't there. I couldn't find her in this world or in that world. Suzanne? Ooh-hoo-hoo. What a sad story. Do you know anything about my daughter? I've been looking for her all this time. I've been searching for 30 years. Hey, Suzanne-chan? Father, I'm sorry. Mother, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. You were always suffering because of me. I knew everything. The medicine was expensive. We didn't have enough money. Your smiles withered away day by day, just like you yourselves did. Go away, sickness. Go away, sickness. That's why I went away. I went away into the mountain. I waved at Mother and went away. But I couldn't do it. I was scared and lonely and cried a lot. I couldn't go away. The sickness couldn't go away. If I disappeared, Father and Mother would have it easy again. They would smile again. But because of me, bad things happened. I was always a bad child. Alive or dead, I was a bad child. I only brought more trouble. Now, nobody can move on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For 30 years, I've been stuck between this world and the next. It hurts. I just want everyone to feel better. Please, someone, help me.